Want to know more about intermittent fasting on the carnivore diet? Watch this. Hi, in this part 4 I want to explain about intermittent fasting combined with the carnivore diet. So just to explain what is intermittent fasting, basically it's where you break the old traditional of breakfast, lunch and dinner, those regular set meals that you had day in, day out that we were all brought up around. And what you do, you have a period of eating and you have a period of fasting. So that's non-eating, still drink water, etc., but not eating food. So combining that with a carnivore diet, it actually almost happens accidentally. So the two most common periods for intermittent fasting is where some people class it as the warrior diet, where you go 24. So it's 20 hours of fasting and 4-hour period of where you do eat. That kind of happens easier if you're on an OMAG, which is 1 meal a day basis. However, the more commonly used one is 16 to 8. So it's 16 hours of fasting and 8-hour period where you eat. Doesn't mean you're eating for 8 hours. It just means within that 8-hour period. I find while on the carnivore diet, I kind of accidentally do intermittent fasting. And the reason being is because I eat such a high level of meat and fat, they're both nutrient dense. And they're very slow for the body to break down, and they take longer to break down. So once you've had a filling meal of steak or whatever meats that you're choosing, proteins with accompanied with fat, butter, whatever it's cooked in, I find that I actually skip meals, or what is the traditional 3 meals a day scenario. I find that I listen to my body, and my body tells me when it's next hungry. So once you've got a bit established on the carnivore diet, you will find sometimes you'll wake up in the morning and not feel hungry at all, and may go to lunchtime or even mid-afternoon before you even feel hungry. Because I listen to my body, when I do feel hungry, I then eat, and then I wait for the next time. So that kind of creates intermittent fasting in its own way. So before you even consider going on a fasting regime, it's very, very important you get the correct medical advice. And none of this that I'm suggesting is medical advice. It's just my experience and how I deal with it and how I can explain what I've done. Before you even consider going on a fast, you need to prime yourself. Now, when I mean by prime, you need your body to have the necessary nutrients and resources already before you start shaking up the body and what you're doing. So I always make sure that I have a really good meal, carnivore meal, steak, meat, beef, whatever it is, but I make sure that I am more than satisfied with the meal that I've had. I've had plenty of fat, I've taken on plenty of water. If needed be, I've taken the electrolytes if required, but I make sure that my body is fully satisfied before even considering doing any form of fast. Your body will know when it needs additional resources. So it will tell you. So listen to your body, and when you suddenly start feeling proper hungry, then that's the time to eat. Not to think, oh, I've got another hour to go. If you're hungry, eat. That's simple. So once you've primed yourself and you've started your fast, the hardest thing to do really is up here. 9/10 of it's here. Because if you think you're hungry, your body will tell you you're hungry. So it's about keeping yourself active, keeping yourself hydrated, and you will find it will quickly, if you're sitting here thinking about food, you're not going to succeed. But if you keep yourself occupied, you keep your mind active, you don't bring food into the thought, you'll be amazed how your body won't need to be refueled or any sorts. This is almost returning your body back to how our primal ancestors were. So when they captured something, they would eat and gorge, and they would eat everything of that animal, the fats, they'd obviously use the bones, they would eat all the carcass, all the organs and all that. They may then go a lengthy period of time before they get the opportunity to capture another one. So it's no different for the human body to do this. So some of the benefits that a fasting regime would bring about is, well, the first thing is it rests the digestive system, so you get good gut health. So as I explained in my fat adaptation one, if you're eating your 3 meals a day and your insulin levels in your bloodstream are still there because of the high carb meals that you've been having, and they don't get the chance to dispense away from the blood system, you're always going to have high insulin levels running in through your bloodstream, which therefore brings on the risk of insulin resistance and all the complications that that brings. Where if you're fasting, the body's got the ability to, any carbs that are in the blood system are then burnt and used up. The insulin levels are completely diminished. Your body will potentially go into fat adaptation, so it will start breaking, the liver will start producing ketones from the fat cells, therefore fueling the body. It will, obviously, because of what I've just said, will lower your glucose and your insulin levels, so it takes away insulin sensitivity. So all of those are positive benefits from it. Another area that's been shown through research is through fasting. The body, because it's not busy having to break down other activities like carb absorption, etc., cells will start repairing themselves. Now, there are some challenges in fasting that you need to take into consideration. One is obviously hunger, and as I've said previously, if you're hungry, eat, break the fast. Combined with the hunger, there's the potential of lightheadedness or dizziness. Again, if you experience any of those, eat. Fuel back up, because they're just your body telling you you need some substance. If your body's properly primed, then you'll be amazed how long you can go on and fast for. There are people like Todd, who is the Carnivore Cure in America, who will regularly do 60, 70, 80-hour fasts. But he always points out it's about priming first. You've got to get the body flush with all the nutrients it needs in order to benefit from the fast. I personally don't advocate that length of fasting. I think that's OTT, but all of us are individual. All of us have different needs. As I keep referring to, listen to your body. Your body knows better than anyone else what you need and what you don't need. So if you feel hungry, or if you feel dizzy, or you feel tired, then refuel the body and refuel it in the right way. Don't be stubborn and fast unnecessarily. So for any of those that have already fasted, please share your experiences. It'll all be good for people to see. I'd love to hear how people have got on. If you're considering it and you're not sure about it, then get the right advice. But if you go on the carnivore diet, I find you almost accidentally end up fasting, and you break that 3 set meals a day. I seem to flick between 1 meal a day, or OMAD, or sometimes 2 meals a day, but I tend to do that within a 6-hour period, sometimes 8 hours, so I'm probably 16-8 on that basis, but that's not intentional, that's just my body saying it. I have on occasions gone longer than that. I've even gone over 24 hours without eating because I just wasn't hungry and I just listened to my body. So I hope you found my explanation helpful, and do your own experiment. Don't take any unnecessary risks and enjoy the carnivore diet. Thank you. Oh, please subscribe as well. That'd be nice.